A very good Sunday afternoon, my people. Let's start with our part 1, with our deep breathing exercise. So this is based on Taoist longevity breathing exercise. Your knees naturally bend, arms up slowly, as if you are hugging a tree. Close your eyes gently. Just relax the whole body and breathe in as deep as you can from your nose, out from your mouth. Now we will do our 10 energy movements. We'll do 5 times each movement. Legs shoulder wise. Your hands can touch the sky. Make an energy circle. Meet at the point of dantian. You are strengthening your fascia system. Balance your triple burner. Therefore, promote healthy movements in your body fluid. Activating our immune system. Strengthen the lungs and colon. That 5.5 seconds breathe in and out. Now we are balancing our whole gut. That is the long tube. And this is a very good season. This is August is the month to do more of this movement. Help you to balance your stomach and spleen system. And then the whole gut system, right? If people have bloating, fullness, excessive gas, and this is really a good movement. A month of August is what? Spleen month. Meet at Tanzhong here. That's the intersection points of your pericardium. Now we surrender. And this balance our emotions, also help with neck tightness, help to balance your intestines. Again, good season, good month to do this movement. Now we're balancing our heart health. And if people have intestinal inflammation and stagnation, heart palpitation, anxiety, and this is a good movement. Now we move to open up the dual meridian line. That's our governing line. People have lower back inflammation or pain. This will help. And also this will strengthen your tendon. That is also controlled by your triple burner and the liver system. Now we strengthen our liver. Open your eyes, big. Ha! 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 Strengthen our kidney system. If people have kidney stone, bladder inflammation, fibroids, pelvic floor inflammation, do this movement. And if you have heel pain, this will help too. Bone spur, heel bone spur. This movement is our longevity movement. We open up the 12 meridian lines. Your forehead. Get as low as you can, okay? The next movement, your forehead to front. Now we'll try to hold down there for 10 seconds. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of, this is late summer. Late summer is a season of spleen season. And we talk about the daily managers, there's 12 of them, and we talk about the summer manager a little bit. Now we move into late summer. Late summer is your spleen system is as your manager. What does that mean? Spleen and stomach. Spleen is one of the 5 yin organ system. Its partner is stomach. So this is a month one should really, really strengthen one's spleen and stomach, the system. So again, what does spleen do for you? As we said earlier, spleen is a very odd organ. Spleen system is a very interesting, odd system. So one traditional Chinese medicine, when we talk about 脾胃为后天之本, that means if you translate literally, that means your stomach and spleen is the second most important system in your body, but it doesn't make sense, right? Because stomach and spleen is only a part of the gut system. So the correct translation should be the gut. The gut system is the second important system. And why? So stomach and spleen is a part of the gut system. So, well, as we know, our immune system, we say, mostly live in our gut, right? So by really strengthening our gut system, part of it, our stomach and spleen system, we are balancing our immune system. Yeah. So late summer is a good transition time. Now you see, even though next week is going to be hot again, although we call 四时不正, the seasons are off. So when the season's off, people are more easily to get sick, right? But if the seasons war, if we are doing well with nature, so now it's a late summer, it's a spleen season, right? So regardless of the weather, we're going to balance our spleen, because spleen there's 2 parts, right? In traditional Chinese medicine, we have spleen yin, we have spleen yang. Spleen yin that help to fight inflammation and infection. Spleen yang, that's our pancreas, that produce healthy digestive enzyme for us. So what will happen if we don't strengthen our spleen system? Our spleen system either get too wet, we call dampness in your spleen system, or too dry, we say dryness in your spleen system. When people have damp spleen, right, you often hear me say, oh, we need to dry your spleen up a little bit. You have dampness in your spleen system. That means your spleen yin and yang together are not able to are creating more of toxins, not able to get the toxins out of the system that will influence into your small intestines and your large intestines, that it will influence the whole intestinal inflammation, and you will have more intestinal inflammation and stagnation. But that will influence other things as well. Think about our small intestines, are the system separate what is useful, what is useless for us. Think about this. If you have dampness in your spleen system is unable to fight the inflammation, but dump into the whole intestinal system. what would happen? Then your mind won't be able to focus because your small intestines are no longer able to sort out what is useful, what is useless. And your large intestines will not be able to function because your large intestines will be as stressed as the small intestines. So as a result, people says, oh, you know, I have colitis, or I have constant loose stool, diarrhea, constipation, and so on and so forth. It's really, we need to balance not just your intestines, but your spleen system as well, right? So, and if your spleen system is unable to get rid of the toxins, unable to transform those pure energy for you, then what will happen? Then you will gain weight. So one of the common symptoms when people have dampness in their spleen systems, and they have memory loss, not able to focus, easily get overwhelmed, and then they gain weight. But what will happen if they have dry spleen? Their spleen system is too dry. If their spleen system is too dry, then they will lose weight. They will share common symptoms. They will have memory loss, they will have not able to focus, feel very easily overwhelmed, but instead of gain weight, they will lose weight. That also is a concern because your small intestines is no longer able to separate what is good and what is not. Then people send these incorrect information out to the heart system. Then the heart system got really stressed because small intestine and heart system, they are together, right? Then you begin to think, we have a lot of people that say, oh, I have unexplainable weight loss, which that sounds terrifying because that can relate it to a lot of, this is the common symptoms, not just for dry spleen, but for something very, very, can be very serious. But a lot of people don't have what they thought they had. What they had was just simply a dry spleen. So, but again, you won't be able to have enough digestive enzyme. So then you will have this catch-22, right? And then the other thing is spleen system, the energy goes up because that's what meet with the lungs and cross meet the heart and go down, and then the stomach system goes down and have the healthy digestion, right? But if your spleen system, the energy instead of going up, but goes down, that will press your stomach energy instead of going down, your stomach energy is to go up. That's why people have nausea. That's why a lot of times they have a lot of burping and they feel, oh, I can't breathe. And then that can lead to panic attack. And if that's why we want people to pet their tanzhong, right, to get the air out. But sometimes can be very, very uncomfortable because that really sits, if it sits here, then you feel you can't breathe. If it sits here in your GI system, then you will have fullness. If it sits lower, then you will have lower bloating. So as you can see, that's what if you have spleen imbalance, and that will lead to that. And then the other thing is spleen system really help. It's a part of very important part to balance your triple burner as well, right? And then that will think about if you have, instead of pure body fluid flow through, but you have this greasy type of toxic fluid trying to flow through your body, then your lymph will be stressed. Then your body fluid will not be able to be as healthy as it can. Then that can easily lead to kidney stones, bladder infection, UTI, and all these things. So, so this is why balance our spleen system is very important. And not to say that spleen system has another important function, is we call that 智周. 智周 is know-it-all, like intelligence, that know it all and able to tell you what's going on. So by testing your spleen system, I pretty much know how your heart is doing, how your lungs is doing, and I pretty much know how your liver is doing, and vice versa, right? So again, when you come to clinic, a lot of people we see have this liver energy stagnation. The liver energy get really stagnant, and also have spleen deficiency, the dampness in their spleen system. So we say 久视伤肝. If you read something or look at something too long, that damage your liver system. That will partially cause liver energy stagnation. Many of you live in modern society. What do you look at it? Is that a computer, right? You're looking at the TV, you're looking at the computer, you're looking at something that is man-made, right? That's what your liver is taking into this information is man-made. It's impure. Instead of look outside and see nature, that's why we want people to go out, not just walk on their treadmill, right? But go out and look at the trees, because the trees that can help you with your liver can reduce your liver energy stagnation. Look at outside, you cannot beat that. Just look at that, you cannot beat that, right? So go outside and do not harm your liver that much, and make sure every so often, every 30 minutes, every 40 minutes, what you will need to do, you need to do the eye exercise. As we said, very simple. You close your eyes, shut your eyes really tight, open it, and you do 5 times. If you have to look at that computer whole day long, at least every 30 minutes you do that, right? At least every hour, look outside and see what's going on outside. Go out and take a short walk. So that, it's okay. It's good. So that's, we say, if you look at 久视, if you look at something too long, then that will harm your liver system. 久坐伤脾. This is in 黄帝内经, this is in Yellow Emperor's internal medicine. It says, well, I can say it. Yellow Emperor and his teacher said that in 3,000, 4,000 years back. It says, 久坐, don't sit too long. 久坐伤脾. If you sit too long, it's going to harm your spleen. That is going to cause either dryness or dampness in your spleen system. Tell each other, don't sit too long. A lot of us, you all, sit too long, right? Sit too long. Tell your kids, go out and play. Don't let them sit too long. Don't let them to play with whatever and talk to their friends, whatever. And ask them, get your friends here, go out and play. Kids don't know how to play anymore. And you go out and play, because play is ageless, right? Don't sit too long. Don't look at that computer or TV too long. Don't sit too long, because that's going to harm your liver system. That's going to harm your spleen system. So how do we have a balanced spleen system? Well, we have a spleen health self-massage that we can do at home, right? And we also eat seasonally. It's a spleen season. Go to your farmer's market, get something seasonal, and we have a lot of really good vegetables, fruits are in season now, and go and eat them. And the other thing, don't sit too long, right? Stand up and move, and don't look at something too long. So all these little things, and make sure you have 8 hours good sleep. So all these things will help you to strengthen your spleen system. And I want to show you my toys, you see. So we all have meridian line patting tools now. Make sure we pat, right? Make sure we pat our spleen system. Make sure we do that. If you don't know, whoa, I don't know my spleen system, just to pat, just however you meditate and wherever that leads you, just pat it a little bit. And I have this beautiful stone. This is bianshi. You know, bianshi, 7,000 years back, this stone you can find only in Eastern Sea. So you make tools of acupuncture. So these are the ancient tools that the stone that people make acupuncture with. You should be thankful I use silver. Think about, I'm going to use this one, stick that in, yeah. So, but this one still I use it as it's a very good gua sha tool for me, and I have it, since I was little. And this, some of you have that this is either a water ox horn, right? And we make tools that can help you to do foot massage, and then to do the zuliao, right? The foot massage and other massages. And I also collected this tool, and this is a beautiful wood piece. So this tool also is just to do the head massage with. So over the years, I'm hoping that instead of having your closet with all those trash you have, junk you have, get some really good tools, because this is really going to help you a lot with your house. So these are basic ideas. You see, and then the other thing I want to share really is if people if they have dampness in their spleen system, they are no longer able to get the toxins out, and then their intestines get so stressed out, then they are unable to separate the information, what is useful, what is not. But what are you doing? You are constantly watching TV, you're constantly listening to the news, right? You're constantly reading the phone of yours. You're not able to sort out what is useful, what is useless, but you are putting more this kind of overwhelming information in your system. Then as a result, you will further stress your system, right? Then from the intestines, from the spleen, you're going to influence the other system as well. Isn't that's what's happening? Right? You don't know what is, then people said, oh, I don't know what is true anymore. You don't have ability to really, the intelligence of your system is no longer working. Therefore, you cannot censor what is out there anymore. And then that becomes a catch-22. But that will devastate your health. Right? Because then we are unable to make sound decisions. We're unable to do to act the way that it should be. And then people are easily overwhelmed, depressed, anxious, have fear, right? Because if you have dampness in your spleen system, eventually that you will stress your heart system and kidney system, cause the division. You will have anxiety because the heart fire is too, instead of have healthy interaction, is too much up. So that give you anxiety. And your kidney system is weak. If your kidney system is weak, you will have fear. So that's, we see a lot of things going on. And then of course, that will lead to unwell, right? Unwellness. That will lead to confusion, unwellness, and that from there, then you're off. Then if people are off, then they're easily to get ill. So what do we do? Is that, like I said, it's very simple. Go back to basics. You try to sleep well, eat seasonally, do those self-massage I want you to do. And do not sit too long, and do not watch something so long, and move. Because if you move, then you become less stagnant, right? Move. If your head is stagnant and you got stuck, a thought gets stuck there, that's not good. If your body gets stagnant and you're not able to move, that's not good either. So what I encourage you, always go back to basics, do the things you already know what to do. And then the other thing, let me tell you, what will overcome fear? Hope. Okay, so I will let you ask questions.
Dr. Liu, I was just thinking, as you were saying that we're bombarding ourselves with all of this information, most of it being not useful, we're also not really leaving any room for peace or joy or all of the other positive energy that can really nourish us, right? So on the one hand, it's detrimental because it's just all of this negativity, but then it's not, because it's constant, there's no room for anything else that can come to offset that.
You know, that's why we says why we want people to meditate, because when you meditate, you actually giving your system a break, right? Because a lot of you cannot turn your mind off, and that is a part of spleen deficiency. When you meditate, and we want you to chant those numbers, so that's change your focus. Again, I'm not going to tell you what the meaning of those numbers, but just simply chant them, right? And that give your body a break, you know, so you can regenerate. So that's what we want people to meditate, right? To become less overwhelmed.
Dr. Liu, the spleen system itself inherently has to do with movement. I mean, you refer to it as the distribution network. So can you talk a little bit about how sitting for long periods of time specifically impacts the spleen, because it is really designed to be a distribution network?
You see, modern society, a lot of people suffer from diabetes. Diabetes is, in Western medicine, that is your pancreas, and that's the diseased pancreas. In Eastern medicine, that is imbalance in your spleen system, because that's spleen yang, right? So, that diabetes, you know, or spleen yang deficiency is so annoying, because that means that your pancreas are not able to distribute, not able to move smoothly. Then what we see quite common in diabetes patients is that eventually their heart blood vessels will corrupt, their kidney will be diseased, right? And their intestines, and then their inflammation will be high. And then a lot of people during pandemic, a lot of people really, they die. Why? Because they have high level of inflammation, because there's spleen, because they have diabetes, right? It doesn't really matter if it matters if you control it well, right? But one of the best way is that if your body is not able to move smoothly, automatically for you, even that, how to make your body have this continued movements, right? And then you do properly with the 12 shichen we taught you. And then the other thing is make sure you move, not just always sit. But people forget it, and then they think diabetes is not going to kill them. Let me tell you, that will decrease the quality of your life and eventually will lead to other very serious problems. So diabetes or spleen deficiency, it's a serious problem.
Dr. Liu, sometimes the term gut health is not correctly used. Can you talk a little bit about what you mean by gut health and what gut health encompasses?
Gut health, remember gut health, gut is that long tube from the moment you swallow to the moment you poop out. So that long tube has different systems in it, right? Your stomach and spleen is the upper GI, is only a part of the system. You also have your liver system. You also have your bladder system, your gallbladder system as a part of the digestive system. You have the whole intestinal system as a part of it as well. So not to say that that's the whole gut, right? So when people say gut health, only you don't have good bacteria in your large intestines, and therefore you either have loose stool or constipation, but that's the whole system. It's not just, oh yeah, give me something, I can poop. If that is only that easy, right? But it's not. We have to balance the whole gut system. What you eat, how you absorb your food, how you digest, what small intestines can do, and then lastly, what the large intestines can push things out. So that the other concept is, how about the body fluid as a part of that gut system as well? So.
Thank you so much for clarifying, Dr. Liu, because there's lots of quick fixes out there, probiotics, digestive enzymes, and I think your approach is very targeted, is very holistic in the sense of approaching all of these different systems. I say your approach meaning, at the clinic. And I think that's really important to understand that it's multidimensional and not just as simple as balancing the bacteria. I mean, that's just one piece of it.
That is just one little piece of it, just one little piece of it. But I think that sometimes Western philosophy or religion has this linear way of thinking, right? If I get this right, I will, get the whole thing right. I'll go to heaven or something. If it's only that simple, it's not, because we have 10 trillion cells. Each one of the cells need to know the place. It's all us, not to say we're a part of nature. If we don't even feel when we have constipation, we need to look at our whole digestive system. And now I'm telling you, you're a part of nature. You will look at me like I am completely crazy. I will look at you and say, what? Instead of, well, I have to get your spleen right. So I think a lot of times and that there is a little bit misunderstanding there. But the whole point is that it repeat. It's like how Aqua knows how to, down now. I just repeat, and people will, that information, useful information will sink in. And then hopefully, like recycling, like look at your closet and get something out. Stop reading the news all the time. Don't get upset with that. Because those reporters, they're supposed to say, oh yeah, I'm reporting it as if you were there. But if they have such a damn spleen, good luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. We've taken too much of your time this Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much.
Make sure you walk. Don't sit too long.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr. Liu.
Thank you, Dr. Liu.